Hey everyone, welcome back. My name's Dustin Crace, and today we are going to do a sort of intermediate pickups video because got some big things, one big thing in particular, and instead of just doing a video for itself because it's a little bit late to the game, I guess, I decided to hold back until I did a pickups video, and then I decided I don't really want to do really long pickups videos anymore. I kind of want to do them quicker. So I'm going to try and make them smaller, but then I tend to ramble, so they're probably going to be 20 minutes anyway. But, yeah. Anyway, if you're already a member of the AGP community page on Facebook, there's a link down below, you already know what this is, so there's no surprise there. But for all you guys who are not a member of that yet, then this will be a surprise for you. So, anyway, you probably noticed games have changed behind me on the wall. That might be a little bit of a hint. But I'm giving too much away. So anyway, let's go ahead and start. We're going to do things in reverse. I'm going to show you kind of the music, the movies, and then we'll get to the games at the end for this one, since it is kind of a bigger reveal, I guess. But first things first, I picked up a little DeLorean Hot Wheels car. And yeah, I don't know. Every time I see a DeLorean, I have to pick it up. And I got this for the very high price of 99 cents. Inflation seems to bump everything up except for Hot Wheels cars. They always stay around $1. So picked that up just to add to my. If you see the game room tour, I have a little Hot Wheels collection up there. As far as music goes, only really one pickup here. And that is the Lost in Translation soundtrack. Got this for $3. Because I recently rewatched the movie, and it's been a while since I've watched this movie. And, I remember when I first saw the movie, I really kind of felt like I related to the Charlotte character in a lot of ways. I felt like, I was spinning my wheels, and I think that was around the time Garden State came out, and all these, indie movies about young people just kind of not knowing what to do, and it really affected me at that point in my life. And now that I'm older and I've kind of gone through some big life changes, I kind of relate to the Bob Harris character a bit more. So yeah, rewatching that movie just kind of reignited my love for it. Since I watched it a couple weeks ago, I've pretty much watched it every week, if once, if not twice. I don't know, for some reason it's just, I'm really obsessed with that movie right now. I don't know why. But for $3 to get all the tracks on one disc, not all the tracks, it's missing some of the songs, but the ones that you really remember, totally worth it. And, on the back, you do have Scarlett Johansson's butt. So $3 well spent. To go along with that, I also picked up the movie on Blu-ray. I've had the same DVD from 2003 or 2004. I can't remember what time of the year it was released, whether the Blu-ray came out in 3 or 4. But finally decided to upgrade to the Blu-ray. And, there's no new special features. I'm still kind of really hoping that the Criterion Collection gets a hold of it, because I would love to see the bonus features they pull out for that release. But if you haven't seen this movie, you definitely need to give it a shot, because I talked about it on the latest episode of the podcast. It really is kind of one of the most romantic movies out there, because it's a completely maybe not completely, but it's a 99.9% platonic love story, and there's just something really awesome about that. This just came out a couple days ago. Picked this up, and actually I'm really impressed with this. It is the new 4K master of RoboCop. Now, I say 4K master because that's what they're referring to it as, but I don't believe this is a 4K. I mean, this is not a 4K release. It was just mastered in that, so when you watch it in the 1080p, it looks really sharp and really good. This is the unrated version that was released in the Trilogy box set a few years back, and the extra unrated footage is still a bit cruddy. I'm especially thinking of the scene where RoboCop uses his spike to punch Clarence in the neck. That looks really kind of grainy. During the kill scene, of Alex Murphy, there's some scenes in there that are really grainy and bad. But for the most part, this is pristine. And the only downside to this being in such high resolution is that RoboCop's body, his suit, it really does look a lot more plasticky than metal. You know, it's kind of the same thing as like when you watch Star Trek on Blu-ray, and you see the makeup lines, and you see the zippers and the costumes and things like that. It's cool, but at the same time, it kind of takes it out of it. But with the new RoboCop coming out next month, I highly suggest everyone go out and pick this up. It's not expensive. I think I got it for $10. So yeah, see what came before it, because this is actually just one of the best 80s sci-fi movies, best movies period that has ever been made, and I absolutely love this movie. And then finally, in the movie front, I finally picked this up. I'm caught up on the book series. I started reading the books, I think right before Feast of Crows came out. So I finally picked up season 2 of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray, because I watched this when it was on, and I watched maybe not half, but maybe like the first part of season 3 before I moved out of my house and got the apartment, which I don't have cable here in the apartment. I just do Netflix. So watching HBO stuff is a bit tricky, but that's okay because, you know, I can just wait for the Blu-rays to come out and just binge on them. It's kind of the same thing I'm doing with Sherlock. I haven't watched season 3 of Sherlock yet. I'm just waiting for the Blu-rays to come out. So, but finally picked that up, and you know, I might restart because I think the 3rd box set is coming out here soon. So I might wait until that's getting ready to come out, and then just kind of binge on getting, you know, back into Game of Thrones. But like I said, I've read the books. I'm caught up on the books, and Martin better get on his ass and write those books, or the show's going to catch up. On the game front, if we're at the games, look out. I picked this up for just the cover art alone, and that is Shakan on the Sega Genesis here. And from what I understand, this is sort of an action game where you have hub worlds and you can pick your stages and stuff, but this is supposed to be balls ass hard. Like, this is like the Demon Souls of its day. And but the graphics look pretty good. I haven't done this in yet, and I've really been meaning to. Maybe I should do that this weekend. The music, though, really sounds awesome on videos that I've watched. So, yeah, I don't know. I just saw this out in the wild and thought, man, that cover art, which I don't know how well that's picking up, that cover art is just badass. That has to be a badass game. So I kind of looked quickly at like a screenshot on my phone and decided, all right, I'll give it a shot. You know, it was like $3, so... But I picked that up, and then for my poor Wii U, because it's just not getting the love, especially now, that it deserves, I picked up Warriors Orochi 3 Hyper, because Steven said that this was $20, and, you know, I kind of want to get one of these games. I kind of wanted the Gundam ones for some reason, but I decided to go with this one because it was on the Wii U. It was $20. I want to get ready for... Hyrule Warriors. I don't know, for some reason I'm really excited about that game. I don't know why. My experience with the Dynasty Warriors series was one time, we referred to this was back in my college days, way back in the day, like maybe like, I don't know, almost 10 years ago. Jesus. We had an event every year called the Eve of Killfest, and then it was like 1963 or something like that, you know, or some random date that made no sense. And what this entailed was basically just a 24-hour party where we imbibed nothing but various snack foods and marijuana. Now, I just remember my experience with this game was just watching my friend play it. But I wasn't watching him play it. I was watching his Super Bar flash for about an hour straight. So that's my experience with the Dynasty Warriors series. So I'm really kind of looking forward to getting into this and seeing what it's all about. And I know it's just kind of like a button-mashy type action game. But sometimes that's not a bad thing. So definitely looking forward to giving this a shot. Maybe sometime this weekend. I might throw it in sometime this weekend. Although... Aerodynamish and I have been talking about my weekend plans, and there's something, if I really have to do it. I just have to sit down and do it. So look for a game discussion, hopefully maybe sometime by Monday or Tuesday, because I really just have to do it. But anyway, what's keeping me away from what Aero and I are discussing, what I need to do this weekend, is the fact that, yes, I did pick up a PS4. Essentially, the story goes, I walked into GameStop, and one of the guys I know that works there is like, "Hey man, how's it going? What are you doing?" And I was like, "If you have a PS4 in stock, I'm walking out with one." And he goes, "We have one left in stock." And I was like, "Son of a bitch!" You know? And so I was like, "Alright, let me look at the games." So I did walk out with my PS4, and I don't regret this purchase at all. Right now, it's pretty close to a $500 Netflix box. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. I've been playing Resogun a lot. I have Don't Starve, but I haven't started that yet. And I did pick up some games, but I'm not going to lie. I recently got wrapped up in Supernatural. So I've been working my way through the series there, and yeah, really been not using this thing to its full potential. But that's because it's launch, and launches kind of suck, as far as games go. God, I don't even remember the last N64 was probably like the last release. I mean, and that's stupid to say because it was Super Mario 64 and Pilot Wings, but those were two really awesome games that showed off that system really well. And I can't think of another launch. I mean, the PS2 launch kind of sucked. Xbox, I don't even remember what the launch titles were for Xbox. GameCube, I don't remember. Like the N64 is like the last really memorable launch of a system, and you're like, wow, those are really rock solid games. Maybe one of the handhelds, I don't know. But anyway, that's what we're talking about here. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this thing growing into itself. I already picked up one game. I got 3 games that I picked up at the store. One I just picked up today. And I'm really looking forward to getting to the one, even though I've already played it. I don't know why. But I'm really happy with my purchase. I love how quick this thing is. Going from Netflix to play a game is just instantaneous instead of like waiting for things to shut down. The system's super quiet. It's a really quality system. And that controller, fuck, that controller is awesome. I love that controller. But anyway, the games I picked up Killzone Shadowfall. I've been playing this and having a fun time with it. It kind of feels generic, like a generic shooter. I don't know. It's not a Halo. I don't know, for some reason I really love Halo. But I am having fun with it, and there are some cool parts to it. But, I'm just not a big first-person shooter fan, but every now and then I do like to play one, and I am having fun with this. Really nice graphics on this one. Not super crazy. That's the thing about the PS4 that I'm actually really surprised about. Is like I was expecting like a huge jump forward in graphics, and it's really subtle stuff like lighting, shading, particle effects, and things like that. When you look at like the character models in Killzone, you're like, I think my PS3 could do that. And then, especially with the game I'm going to talk about here in a minute, you realize, no, that's just not possible. Pick this up because it does seem fun, even though it kind of plays like a PS2 game, and that is Knack. And I haven't thrown this one in yet because I've been kind of focusing on one game at a time, so I've just been focusing on Killzone. Hoping to finish it up here sometime soon. Sometime this weekend, probably. And then this one's probably going to wait because I got another game that I want to play. And, yeah, but I don't know. I played this in the store, and the graphics are really cool. Really nice particles and, amount of just junk that's on the screen. But the gameplay really does feel like an old school 3D action platformer from the PS2. So, I don't know. I guess I'll get into it, and I guess we'll see what it actually is when I get into it. And then finally, picked this up today, and I don't know why I'm so excited for this. I'm ridiculously excited for this, and I've already played this game quite extensively, and that is Tomb Raider, the Definitive Edition. Now, I picked it up on the 360 because when I didn't buy this when it first came out. I bought it a few weeks later when it was a bit cheaper. But I wanted it on PS3, but they only had a 360 used copy, so I went with that just to save a couple bucks. Really loved this game. So when I saw that this was coming out, I was kind of kicked myself because I'm like, crap, that's going to be better. And just looking at the new character model for Lara in this, and her hair kind of moving around, and the 60 frames per second, and I'm just, when you look at like graphics comparisons, and you see all the particle effects and how like the fires look more real, how there's more, when explosions happen, you really kind of see how much more powerful the PS4 is, because that thing, Tomb Raider, probably pushed the PS3 kind of close to its limits. It was a late game, really awesome looking, and for them to do something that looks like this early in the life cycle, it just makes me go, holy shit, in like 3 years, I'm not even going to be able to understand what I'm looking at on the screen on the PS4. So, yeah, ridiculously excited to get back into Tomb Raider, because for some reason, I like the Uncharted's. Some reason, this was just almost perfect. Just an almost perfect game. So I'm really looking forward to getting back into that character. But anyway, that is the pickups. And, I'm going to be real honest. After picking up that PS4, I'm not even going to say it. I was going to say I'm going to kind of hold back on my pickups, but you guys know that's not true. I see money in that bank account, and I do save up money. I do have a very kind of substantial savings account, so don't worry. I'm not like pissing away all my money, because some people do worry about that. But I just probably shouldn't have bought it that early in the game. But I have it now. It's sitting there waiting for the games to come, just like my Wii U. They're coming, hopefully for the Wii U. There's so much crap out there about Nintendo. It's insane. Like, in one article you're reading that Nintendo's a complete fuck-up failure, and the next article you're reading you're like, oh no, Nintendo's fine. So it's hard to... I can't imagine video gaming without Nintendo, so I think Nintendo's going to be fine. I think I read somewhere that they can go at a loss for like 30 years. No shareholder would let them do that, but supposedly they can weather that storm. But anyway, that is it for this video. Hopefully I'm going to get some games done this weekend, get some game discussions back up. Kind of took a little time, maybe a couple days off after that game room tour, because I filmed the game room tour and that Castlevania video all in one day. And if you watched that Castlevania Portrait of Ruin video, you probably noticed I was a little off the wall in that video, because it was a long day of shooting and editing and moving files around, and I said, you know what, I need to relax with a drink. And one drink kind of turned into two, and then I beat Castlevania. I was like, well, I might as well film the game discussion while I'm here. And I was a little on point. But anyway, yeah, hopefully I can get some more game discussions up for you guys and some more stuff. I kind of want to go back to the sort of the community videos that I did way back in the day. Like, I remember one where I talked about Skyrim and what scares you in video games. I kind of want to go back to those sort of where I ask you guys questions and things like that, and kind of get involvement, I guess. I don't know. It seems like it's just become a review and pickups video channel, which is fine. Those are easy to do, but kind of want to do some more stuff. Anyway, that is it for this video. Started rambling. I'm going to get off here, go watch this episode of Supernatural, and maybe put in some more Killzone and play that. So, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time.